every major name in the industry. It wasn't just idle talk anymore. The chat log showed Chrisean saying, "They play with me, I press send. I got all their dirt saved. Ain't nobody bulletproof in this game." That single message lit the internet on fire all over again. It wasn't just about Blueface anymore. Chrisean Rock's words hinted at something much bigger, a so-called industry kill switch. If she really had saved receipts on multiple major players, everything from old texts to private videos or unreleased voice notes, the fallout could go far beyond her own drama. Hip-hop blogs ran headlines like, "Chrisean Rock's industry kill switch. Receipts on standby, what is Chrisean holding? Chrisean Rock threatens to expose the whole industry, fact or cap." TikTok creators jumped in instantly. Within hours, videos flooded For You pages, breaking down the potential reach of Chrisean's threat. People were posting side-by-side clips of past interviews, Instagram lives, and old beefs, piecing together possible targets. One popular theory suggested she might have dirt on artists who had quietly worked with Blueface behind the scenes, features that never got cleared, payments that never happened, maybe even unreleased tracks tied to still private contracts. Another theory leaned into personal dirt, affairs, secret hookups, NDA-protected situations Chrisean had witnessed firsthand. "Y'all gotta remember," one TikTok creator said in a now-viral clip, "Chrisean wasn't just some random girlfriend. She was in the studio, on tour, backstage at award shows. She saw things, she heard things. If she kept receipts like she says, it could shake things up for real." Rap Twitter turned into a full-scale investigation team. Threads were dedicated to mapping Chrisean's timeline over the last 2 years, what events she attended, who she was seen with, which artists had unfollowed her quietly. One thread, retweeted over 20,000 times, laid out a list. The night Chrisean was spotted at Diddy's afterparty in Miami. Her brief, now deleted collab tease with a certain female rapper tied to Cardi B. Her random tweets back in 2024 that some now thought were coded warnings. Meanwhile, some fans started outright begging her not to go through with it. Comments flooded her Instagram. "Don't burn everything down, Chrisean. You got too much talent for that. This ain't it, sis. You hurting yourself more than them." But just as many pushed her forward. "Press send. Let it fly. Expose all of them. We ready?" And while all this was unfolding publicly, insider blogs hinted that labels were panicking behind the scenes. According to an anonymous source posted on a popular gossip page, multiple label executives had reached out to Chrisean's team directly, trying to negotiate. "She's not bluffing," the source claimed. "There are already screenshots in circulation that haven't gone public yet. A couple of them could ruin careers overnight." This revelation only made things bigger. Now, it wasn't just fans watching, it was industry players monitoring her next move, making quiet calls, looking for ways to contain the situation before it exploded. That's the thing about a threat like Chrisean's. Even if she never sends a single file, the possibility alone is enough to shake the entire system. It also opened up a wider conversation about power in hip-hop culture, especially when it comes to women in the industry. On podcasts and live stream panels, commentators started discussing how often women like Chrisean are labeled messy or crazy when they speak up. But what if those same women have simply been silenced or ignored until they have no choice but to press send? This isn't just about drama anymore. One panelist on the Joe Budden podcast said, "This is about control. Who really has it? The artists, the labels, or the ones holding the receipts?" And while all that dialogue was happening, Chrisean stayed quiet. No follow-up post, no Instagram live, just that single chat log, floating around the internet like a ticking clock. People kept refreshing her pages, waiting for the moment she might actually do it. Some thought she wouldn't, that it was just a scare tactic. Others argued she'd already proven she wasn't afraid to blow things up if pushed hard enough. As the sun set that evening, one final rumor started making the rounds, that a private group chat between several high-profile rappers and label heads had been created, specifically to figure out how to handle the Chrisean situation, a kind of crisis control room. If true, it showed just how far things had escalated. One chat log, one message, and now, the entire industry holding its breath. At the same time, artists who once openly co-signed her, suddenly unfollowed quietly, but noticeably, verified blue checks that had spent months reposting Chrisean's songs, shouting her out on live streams, or defending her on interviews suddenly fell silent. Some fans even kept receipt screen-recorded proof showing the exact moment those follows disappeared. Names that used to champion Christian's rise in the industry now distanced themselves. Rap blogs posted side-by-side comparisons. Look who unfollowed Chrisean Rock in the last 24 hours. Major names, too, not just smaller influencers. It was as if the entire industry had silently agreed. This was too risky. Meanwhile, radio hosts and podcast crews debated whether Chrisean was protecting herself or holding the whole culture hostage. Some framed it as self-preservation. Look, man, these people probably tried to play her, one host said on a morning show. If Chrisean's got receipts, that's her leverage. In this industry, if you don't protect yourself, they eat you alive. Others saw it differently. Yeah, but now she's waving it around like a threat. Another argued on a popular hip-hop podcast. It ain't just protecting yourself that's holding the whole game hostage. Labels, artists, crews, all on edge because of one person. That's dangerous. The conversation didn't stop there. A major streaming platform reportedly paused a planned docuseries on Chrisean, worried it might get caught in the crossfire. According to insider reports, the platform had been in post-production on a multi-part documentary following her journey, from viral fame to industry mainstay. Filming had wrapped months earlier. Promo was supposedly scheduled for next quarter. But now, that rollout was frozen. They don't want to drop something that could get buried under a full-on scandal. An anonymous producer told a hip-hop media outlet, "If Chrisean really starts releasing files, every headline will be about that, not the doc. And nobody wants their name tied to that mess if things get legal." And still, no apology. No retraction. No public backtracking. Chrisean doubled down in true Chrisean Rock form. Instead of going silent or issuing some carefully worded PR statement, she leaned into the storm. Her next Instagram story wasn't a long video or some detailed post. It was simple black background, white text, "Ask about me. I don't fold." That one line became a trending hashtag within an hour. Hashtag #IDONTFold. Fans reposted it. Critics reposted it. People who hadn't even been following the story jumped in just because it looked like the next viral moment. Meanwhile, her Spotify streams spiked. The very same people debating whether she'd gone too far couldn't help but listen. One industry analyst tweeted, "Chrisean Rock just proved the most dangerous person in music, right? Now isn't holding a mic, it's the one holding receipts." And that's the thing. Whether you loved her or couldn't stand her, one fact remained. Chrisean wasn't backing down. Mod from the not from the podcasts, not from billion-dollar platforms freezing her projects. If anything, it felt like she'd made peace with the fallout. Like she'd already accepted whatever came next. The industry was bracing for impact. And Chrisean Rock was right at the center of it, calm in the middle of her own self-made storm. She posted on IG stories, "Y'all ain't ready for what I really got. Play with me if you want. Love me or hate me, I'm still the topic." So now it's not just about toxic energy or viral chaos. It's about control. Power, who owns the narrative. And everyone's asking, is Chrisean Rock really the villain here or just the only one brave enough to say how the game really works? How much blackmail is really out there? And who's going to risk everything by going up against her next? If you want help turning all this into a formal script, breakdown, or editorial piece, just say the word. Or, if you're looking for ideas on how part 2 of this story might unfold, I can help sketch that out too. Want to take it further? The other half is begging for her cancellation once and for all. Major labels go quiet. Some artists post cryptic messages like, "Time to clean house. Real music only from here on." Meanwhile, Chrisean posts a single story slide, a laughing emoji, no caption, no words. Her silence hits louder than a diss track. At this point, the question isn't if Chrisean Rock is done. It's if the entire industry will survive what she's allegedly holding. Because in a space built on image, status, and tightly controlled PR, one person refusing to play by the rules changes everything. Here's the real breakdown. Chrisean is now framed as more than just a chaotic figure stirring up headlines for clicks or chasing clout. She's become something larger, a cultural flashpoint in real time. Depending on who you ask, she's either a symbol of power against an industry that silences women, or a self-destructive force about to implode everything around her. There's no middle ground anymore. Podcasts, Twitter threads, YouTube breakdowns, everyone's picking a side. On one hand, you've got people saying Chrisean is doing what countless women in the industry have wanted to do for years, pulling back the curtain, exposing the politics, letting the public see how things really work behind the music, behind the fame. She's got more courage than most of these dudes combined, a panelist said during a segment on The Breakfast Club. How many times have we heard women talk about being mistreated in this business? Chrisean's just the first one that doesn't care what gets burned down in the process. On the other hand, critics argue she's spiraling. That this isn't about justice or speaking out, it's about nuking everything because she feels betrayed. She's acting like her own worst enemy. One radio host said bluntly, "There's a difference between calling out bad behavior and waving around a flash drive like a threat. That ain't bravery. That's destruction." And now, the docuseries trailer is the industry's version of DEF CON 1. According to leaks that surfaced late last night, the trailer Chrisean filmed months ago wasn't some soft focus, inspirational piece about her rise from the trenches. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and most importantly, it doesn't blur every face. In the leaked clip, making the rounds on Reddit and niche hip-hop forums, Chrisean is reportedly seen sitting in a dimly lit room, speaking directly into the camera. No glam, no makeup, just real, stripped-down confessions. And then it cuts. Clips flash, backstage parties, studio sessions, award show after-parties. Faces half blurred, but not all the way. Enough for people in the know to start guessing. The leaked trailer lasts just under 2 minutes, but its impact feels bigger than some artists' entire careers. Fans and industry insiders immediately began freeze-framing the footage, trying to identify every room, every figure in the background. Theories started flying. Was that really an A-list rapper at that house party? Was that a Grammy-winning producer passing something to someone off camera? Nobody could say for sure, but the uncertainty alone sent panic through the ranks. If this trailer is real, and if those blurred faces belong to real outsters, there's no walking it back, one insider tweeted. The minute it drops on a major platform, it's open season. The question now is whether the platform that funded the docuseries will actually release it, especially with the industry pressure mounting. Reports suggest there have been late-night meetings and emergency calls between label execs, publicists, and legal teams, all trying to figure out if they can block the project before it goes live. But here's the catch: Chrisean owns her footage. Sources close to her team confirmed she negotiated for full creative control before signing the docuseries deal, meaning, even if the platform backs out, she could theoretically release the entire thing independently on YouTube, on her own website, even as a paid drop on a subscription platform. That's what has everyone nervous. Because Chrisean doesn't play by industry rules. Her entire brand, her entire rise, has been built on moving outside the system's control. If anyone was ever going to break protocol, shatter NDAs, and leak everything just to prove a point, it would be her, as one fan put it in a viral TikTok comment. Chrisean Rock doesn't just burn bridges. She posts the flames in 4K, sells the matches, and then walks off with the whole industry watching. Now the world's watching again, waiting to see if she really presses play. The old school versus new school narrative deepens. Veteran artists backing the OG MC's diss track, while younger fans defend Chrisean as the product of a system that was always broken. If you're looking to expand this into a structured script, social media campaign concept, Tay docuseries episode out, just want help summarizing it for an editorial or article? Let me know. I can format it however you need. Bullet points, formal editorial, marketing script, even character breakdowns. Which direction do you want to take it next? Finally, exposing the truth or blacklist her for good? That's the question the entire culture is debating right now. And here's the honest breakdown. Chrisean Rock is no longer just a rapper. At this point, she's a walking media event, a polarizing figure holding what she claims are receipts that could change careers, reputations, and maybe legal futures. The docuseries escalated things beyond music. If she really has files on execs, ghostwriters, fake relationships, and even political ties, it's not just hip-hop watching now. Lawyers, publicists, and possibly law enforcement could get involved. The public is split. Some believe she's blowing up a corrupt system from the inside. Others say she's no different than the worst parts of the industry she claims to be exposing. Just louder about it. If you're looking for help turning this into a formal write-up, like a social media post, op-ed piece, or structured video script, I can help shape it for an editorial or think piece for a blog, magazine or newsletter, a scripted video or podcast episode, a fictionalized version. If you want to turn this into a story or series concept, do you want to move forward with one of those formats, or are you thinking about something else? Final call to action, script example, exposing the truth, or blacklisting her for good? That's the question. And now, we want to hear from you. Which top 10 secrets do you think will be revealed next week? Who do you believe paid for Christian's silence? Which celebrities are you hoping or dreading to see on her list? Because here's the thing. This story is still unfolding. And at this point, every fan, blogger, and industry insider is playing detective. It's not just about whether Chrisean drops the full docuseries or leaks a new voice memo. It's about what's lurking underneath the surface. Those next 10 big reveals that could shake up everything we thought we knew about the hip-hop industry. Already, Reddit threads and Twitter spaces are lighting up with speculation. Fans are piecing together timelines, revisiting old interviews, and zooming in on grainy freeze frames from the leaked trailer. Everyone's trying to predict what's coming next. Let's break it down. Top 10 secrets fans think Chrisean might reveal next week. A list rapper cheating scandals. Multiple fans believe Chrisean has footage or texts exposing some of the biggest names in rap cheating on their hyper partners. Theories suggest she has backstage video or phone screenshots involving artists currently in public relationships, label payoff schemes. There's growing chatter about Chrisean having proof that certain labels pay influencers and blogs to bury bad press. If true, it could open a whole new conversation about media manipulation in the music business. Hidden contracts. Rumors suggest Chrisean might reveal contracts where artists sign away creative rights or personal footage without realizing it. This would tie directly to her leverage around her own footage ownership. Quiet settlements. A few fans pointed out hints that Chrisean might have documents showing settlements between artists and accusers, possibly involving harassment or, worse, if names get attached to that, it could trigger real-world consequences fast. Substance abuse secrets. Several TikTok creators have speculated Chrisean might expose which artists were using behind the scenes during music video shoots or club appearances. Based on blurry clips from her trailer, fake relationship deals, fans think Chrisean has receipts proving certain celebrity couples are actually PR setups, relationships manufactured to boost streaming numbers, album rollout, or social media followings. Ghostwriting drama. This one always comes up. People believe Chrisean might reveal which rappers aren't writing their own lyrics, backed by studio session videos or shared lyric sheets. Industry blacklist names. Some speculate she named names, artists, and producers. Allegedly, blacklisted, for speaking up or refusing deals. That could permanently damage careers and reputations. Betrayals by close friends. Fans already caught small hints in Chrisean's recent posts suggesting people close to her betrayed her trust. Theories include revealing who leaked private footage or sold her out to blogs. A master file leak. Finally, the biggest theory, Chrisean is holding back a full master file video. Audio screenshots ready to drop all at once if pushed too far. Fans are calling it the kill switch file. Now, let's talk about money. Who paid for Chrisean's silence? This is the million-dollar question, literally. While there's no confirmed proof yet, industry insiders have floated names of major label execs and even rival artists, possibly offering hush money. The logic. If Chrisean really holds damaging evidence, paying her to stay quiet could be seen as damage control. One unconfirmed report from a hip-hop news outlet suggested a six-figure payment was offered earlier this year, linked to a now-postponed Chrisean Rock project. Allegedly, the offer was disguised as an advance on a new show, but insiders claim it was really about locking her down under contract and stopping the leaks. Fans have also speculated that certain former collaborators of Chrisean, people she once posted with regularly, have since gone silent because they struck private deals with her team. And then there are the conspiracy theories. Some believe a streaming platform, facing legal heat, might have quietly paid Chrisean to delay or shelve her docuseries altogether. Others say an entire PR firm working for multiple artists could be behind it. Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure, the silence isn't free. Which celebrities are you hoping or dreading to see on her list? Let's be real, as messy as this whole saga is, people can't help but wonder whose names might pop up in Chrisean's files. Some fans are hoping for big reveals. Like finally exposing artists they believe have skated by with shady behavior for too long. Others are hoping their faves stay clear of the fallout. Names that keep coming up in fan discussions include multiple Grammy-winning rappers, a controversial fashion mogul linked to hip-hop, a singer known for public activism but rumored private scandals, a top-tier producer whose past already has public cracks. The tension around this isn't just about curiosity. It's about the fact that one wrong name dropped could mean cancelled tours, paused album releases, brand deals pulled, even legal consequences. And let's not forget Chrisean Rock has shown she doesn't bluff. Her message to the world right now is simple: she's holding all the cards, and she's not afraid to play them. So we're asking you, which 10 secrets do you think will hit first? Who's really behind keeping her quiet? And whose name are you betting shows up when those files finally drop? Hit the comments. Let us know. Because no matter what happens next, one thing's for sure: the next move is hers. And the whole world's watching. Would you forgive your favorite artist if their name showed up? Smash that like button if you're done with fake friendships, fake beef, and fake industry politics. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because part 2 is dropping with real receipts, real confessions, and the truth no one thought would ever come out. Tag a friend who needs to see this. And drop your wildest guesses in the comments below. Are you Team Chrisean, or Team Enough is Enough? Is this the end of hip-hop as we know it? Or just the start of the realest era ever? Stay tuned, stay loud, and stay ready because next week, the whole game changes.